Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Lara. Nice to meet you if you're new here. If you're not new here, what's up? In my last video I said we should make up a handshake, but that was terrible. That was terrible. But hey, doing Goodreads. No, we're not. That's a different video. I'm reading the lowest rated book and the highest rated book on my TBR. I just counted all of the books on my physical TBR, and I said there's 72, but there's more like 80 because I have a couple downstairs. We're just gonna start reading. We're gonna start reading books I have on my bookshelf. So today is the lowest and the highest rated book on my Goodreads. I went through my books and I created my own bookshelf for my physical books, but I didn't add certain things on there. Like I didn't add Crescent City because I know I'm reading it after I read Throne of Glass, but I have to read Throne of Glass first. I didn't add Divergent because I'm doing a different video about that. I didn't add certain books if I knew that there was like, if I was going to put a video on them. I just didn't add certain books on there, but I added most of my books on there. We're going to read the highest and we're going to read the lowest. I'm hoping that made so much sense to you. So we are reading the lowest and the highest rated book on my physical TBR because I need to pile down. I need to get on top of that physical TBR so I don't feel guilty when I buy new books. So on Goodreads, according to my shelf that I have, my highest rated book is Legendborn, which I was just saying how I want to read the book, but I'm a big baby because the font is so small. But look at me, now I've got to read Legendborn, which I'm actually quite excited for. Legendborn by Tracy Deonn has a 4.3 star rating, which is honestly pretty high. This is the second video that I am making that Legendborn is a part of. I made my Hunger Games video and Legendborn was supposed to be a part of that, but I didn't read like any of those books. That video, I'm gonna have to redo it. Okay, the lowest rated book on my physical TBR, Too Hot to Handle by Tessa Bailey with a 3.37. I tried to read this book. I got like 2 chapters in and I just wasn't feeling it. I just couldn't get into the book, but now I'm forcing myself to read it. Okay. So, Too Hot to Handle by Tessa Bailey. I don't think it's going to be a bad book. I think I just was not in the headspace for a romance. I had just read a good romance that I liked. And then going into this one, I thought it was kind of slow at the start, but like I said, I only got like 2 or 3 chapters in. I think I'm gonna read this first, so if I'm disappointed at all, I have something to look forward to, which is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I'm so excited about this. I keep trying to take the sticker off, and it's just not working, so I'm gonna have to like I'll get it off by the end of this video. I promise. I really don't know what this book is about, and I have like an idea. I think I'm just gonna deep dive. These are the books that I'm going to be reading in this vlog. So let's get started. Let's stop dragging this on. So far, I'm not liking this book. I'm not gonna DNF it though. But this guy just gave me an egg. So far, Rita, which is our main female character, had a series of events happen. So her and her siblings got in a car and they are going to New York, and there's something in New York for them that they're going to, but on the way to New York their car breaks down in New Mexico, and the only person there to save them is Jasper Ellis, which has a bad boy reputation. I don't know if it's the writing, nothing making me want to turn the page. I don't know if it's, I mean, like I said, I'm only 60 pages in, but I just don't really care about the characters. There's a little bit of tension between Jasper and Rita. I don't know. I'm gonna keep reading. It has been a long week. Last time you saw me, I was in the middle of reading Too Hot to Handle. That was like 2 days ago. I was reading Too Hot to Handle. I was trying really hard with this book to at least get through it, but I can't. I can't get through this book. I'm on page 120. I was on page 120. I'm about 30%, 40% through. Definitely like 40% through. I don't like this book, and I don't think I can keep reading it. It makes me not want to read a single thing. I don't want to pick up a single book, even books that I'm looking forward to, and that's not a good sign. So unfortunately, I am going to DNF this book, and I'll tell you why. The plot of this book is a great idea, and you know, I can only speak for the first half of this book because I didn't finish the book, obviously. Minor spoiler, if you want to read this book, you might want to skip ahead a little bit, okay? Okay. Rita loses her mom, and her mom leaves her this like journal or something of something that she wants her to do with her and her siblings. After she loses her restaurant also, her and her 3 other siblings go on a road trip to do this wish of her mom's. Her and her siblings break down in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico, and Jasper is somehow riding by on his motorcycle and catches eye of Rita. And then from there, they basically fall for each other. Like, where I stopped reading was the second night that they knew each other. This is a very insta-love story, and I'm not like opposed to insta-love. He was already like trying to kiss her the first like 5-10 minutes that they knew each other. I feel like I can't say anything also because I only read the first half, less than half of the book. This could have been a really great book considering the plot. I really like the idea of it. I just don't like the characters in it. It's enough about Too Hot to Handle, okay? Now, this was about reading my lowest and highest rated book. I can't rate this book because I DNF'd it. That's my rating, a DNF. But now for my highest rated book is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I am so ready to move on to something else. I'm not going to read the back. I don't want to know what's going to happen in this book. I don't want to have any idea. I just want to read this book. A lot of people love it, and I'm ready to love it. I read the prologue and the first chapter, and I'm really liking their writing. I like it a lot. I think it's captivating. It makes me want to read. And I was understanding at first, but then something happened in the last couple of pages that I'm like, whoa, what's that? Is it a sound? I can hear it in my head. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, what's going on? What's going on? Obviously, it's going to be explained more because I'm only on the second chapter now. But so far, I'm liking it. Like I said, only read 1 chapter, but I like it so far. Hey guys, it's quite a few days later, and I thought I'd update you on Legendborn. Right now, I'm on part 3, which is page 227, chapters 26. I'm a little under halfway. This book is really good. I did go into this without knowing anything about it. I didn't want to read the back. I didn't want to know what I was going into, and I'm very glad I did that. But I will say, I tried to look up some stuff on TikTok. Don't do that. If you want to go into this completely unknowing, don't look it up on TikTok, because I did have something spoiled for me. I'm not upset. I'm not. But I am a little watery in my eyes. Like, my eyes just are a little irritated. So far in this book, no spoilers. I'm just kind of go over the book a little bit. Bree loses her mother in the beginning, and she just doesn't want anything to do with it. She wants to just kind of go off, move on. not so much like throw her mom behind her, but she's just guilty and grieving, and she just wants to kind of leave it all behind. So she goes to early college with her best friend Alice. Bree and Alice go to early college, and the first night there, magic. She discovers magic. She's confused, obviously, discovers magic. In her finding magic, they're supposed to wipe her memory, like don't know what's going on with the magic, and she overcomes that memory swiping, and then it connects to her mom's death, and now she's trying to like figure out what happened with her mom. She doesn't think her mom died the way that she did die. And then she has this boy, his name is Nick. So far I'm really liking him, but with every story of the first boy and then there's a boy that hates you, we all know how that goes. Do I want it to go that way? Absolutely not. I just had a scene with Nick and Bree, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm swooning, but I'm so afraid. I am afraid. But anyways, Nick is in this secret society, and Bree joins the secret society. She's using it to gain access on her mother's death. This story is so captivating. It's so eye-opening, quite honestly. Bree experienced microaggression quite a lot in this book. It's an eye-opening book, and it's so devastating and it's so captivating. I am loving the magic aspect in this book. I will say there is a lot. It's a King Arthur retelling, I think. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about King Arthur, so take that with what you will. I don't know if that's how the saying goes either. Like I said, I'm on part 3, 227, I think. I have been reading this book for quite a few days though, because I'm just a busy girl. Let's keep reading though. Oh, I almost spoiled something for myself. I was just trying to see if there was more parts. Oh my god, we are indeed just going to ignore completely what I look like. I finally finished both my books. The lowest and the highest rated books on my TBR. We're going to talk about Legendborn first because I did just finish this book. Oh my. I can understand why this is super highly rated. This book holds a lot of information. There's a lot of information about the magic system, about the secret society, about Bree and her grieving. There's a lot. Hello. This story is very powerful when it talks. Okay. It touches a lot on grief and the way that Bree is grieving her mother. There's also a very powerful message on microaggression and racism and how she experiences it. Also how like her ancestors experienced it. It's very eye-opening and it shows how naive people are. If you like fantasy books that are a lot about the plot and like the romance is barely a subplot, like the romance is in here but barely, like we're not focused on her and her love interest. We are focused on Bree and her magic and her discovering herself and her figuring out what happened with her mom and grieving. There is a lot of talk in this book about the different rankings and stuff, and it's just a lot of people to remember the ranking and where they sit and who's next to go in line. And furthermore, and I couldn't remember, and I will say there is like a cheat sheet in the back of the book. There's somewhat of a cheat sheet in the back of the book about all of it, but I didn't find this until late. So during the story, I was confused a lot sometimes about certain people and who they were. I did really enjoy this story. It's just I couldn't grasp onto some of it. That's a me problem, I think. I think that's a me problem. I will be reading the second book, which is Blood Marked, because I need to know what's happening. Because it does leave you off on a cliffhanger. I mean, a pretty big one, if I do say. When I was looking up other reviews about this book and seeing what other people thought about it, they said like the first 150 pages are very slow. I did not think that. I thought the first 150 pages were really, I mean, I don't think it was slow at all. I thought it jumped into the story. It put you right there. We'll be reading the next book. I think the next book is going to be even better with a different character that was in this book, but I think they're going to have like a redemption. The lowest rated book on my TBR, from what Goodreads says, is Too Hot to Handle by Tessa Bailey. I DNF'd this book, as we saw. I did not continue reading this book. I just feel like it was going to put me in a slump, so I put it down. I don't really have anything to say about this book because I did DNF it, unfortunately. Will I pick it up again? Probably not, honestly. So I can't really say anything about this book. Those are the 2 books I read in this video. If you get anything out of this, Legendborn is indeed worth the hype. Well, maybe I'll see you in the next video. Maybe you should subscribe. I'm not going to force you or anything. We don't force here. But I will say, subscribing, you may have a good time. Thanks for watching.